We are what we are at this point. No one expects the podcast. But yes, New Japan. We should talk Battle in the Valley. Yeah, I mean, start with the biggest thing, which is Mercedes Mone becoming the IWGP Women's Champion, beating Kyrie in the semi-main event / as the commentary was making clear, the match that sold the tickets that night.
Yeah, the only match announced, wasn't it, when it sold out?
Yeah, that's what the commentary was saying. I don't know if that was fully a shoot. There's definitely still tickets past the first night, but that's what they were trying to sell. But they were also, like I was saying before, JP, they were trying to sell me that it's Mercedes money. That's what the Ian Riccaboni kept saying. Like, is that how we're supposed to say it? Like, now I'm just confused. Him and what's it called? Not Simon Gotch, the other one.
Matthew Raywalt.
Yeah, they were both doing that. So is that a name then? Mercedes money. Is that what we're going with?
I thought it was Mercedes Mone.
It's definitely Mone.
I thought it definitely Mone. The accent's on the E. Surely that's what we learned when reading Tricolor 3B. So surely that still should have been the case on there. I mean,
did either watch a documentary that came out last week?
No.
Showed a run to it was very, very, very. It wasn't 100% honest because they didn't really show the botch or you know, express at any point that she might have been even slightly disappointed with our debut went. But it was nice to see, you know, we're going to Japan and it being a big deal there. But yeah, you know, I would say, you know, we were very negative on the Wrestle Kingdom debut. It looked like $1 million, and then, you know, it wasn't the bell rung, but she got in the ring and in those heels, which they showed her, by the way, practicing the walk to the ring, not in those heels, which was probably a mistake. I'm sure she'll probably accept in private. It was a bit flat. We had plenty to say about it at the time. I think this match and this reception in general absolutely wipes that bad taste away, I would say. Yeah. Like, I think there was a point in this match where, like, maybe about halfway through, I was like, you know what, this is very good, but it doesn't even need to get any better than where we are now. Yeah. Like, they did the big bump on the outside, and I was like, you know what, the fans are into it. She's coming across like a star. We've hit that minimum level of what this needed to be for it to not be a complete washout. And it went up from there. It was a very good match in the end, and she looked, you know, great in it. Looked, you know, doing the Hana Kimura tribute as well. She looked like $1 million once again on the entrance. Came across as a big star, and it felt like a big moment. Winning the title as well. All in all, thought it did what it needed to do, and yeah, definitely I feel a lot more. Not that I felt negative after that night on Wrestle Kingdom. It was just one night, but I think this is the start she will have wanted to get off to, JP.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. This is what did it need to achieve? Was the match good? Yes. I don't say it was necessarily great, but I mean, I went 4 stars. I was feeling like kind of jealous because the crowd, did the crowd react to her? Definitely. Because even at the beginning when they were doing the rundown of the card, like the crowd openly cheered. And if I'm right in thinking, and I wasn't awake when this was happening, this show was like delayed by like an hour or something, wasn't it?
Supposed to already be 3 in the morning, but it'll be like 4 our time.
Yeah, which
so,
you know,
managed to miss Elimination Chamber entirely. I thought when I did the daily update, I assumed that it went on as scheduled, but yeah,
you're just having your supper then, Ben, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it.
He's having his last cup of tea before bed. But it did. So, did the match deliver? Yes, I thought it delivered to a quality which showed that she definitely has something. And that she can have these very good matches. It helped being in there with someone who she knows, who also is going to be able to work around her as well, which she isn't going to have for the next match, which I'll come on to in a little bit on there. Did it erase the memory of Wrestle Kingdom? I thought it did. Yeah. Like, it built on it. Is this like a test of a drawing power? I would say not really. Like, they only sold about 2,200 tickets for this. It was relatively small, but it looked packed, which was good for how it came across on the TV, even if the miking issues were slightly all over the place, where you couldn't hear the commentators at points, and at other times you couldn't hear the crowd. And these are issues that we said, like, you need to fucking nail this, because this stuff can kill any good intentions of what you got in the States. It can kill it stone dead. Does it, like, in terms of her star power? Let's see when she's being put onto headline somewhere where it does a 5,000 to 6,000 seat arena. And if it starts drawing those kind of numbers, then I'll be more inclined to kind of believe it. the crisscross music is interesting. I would say that. Like, because that's
awful, JP. Come on.
Well, it
I
changes.
quite enjoy it, to be honest.
I
like that. I like that it's
as
one
an
song.
Intro, yeah, as an intro,
and then
it's
it
fine
stops.
for like the build up, and then an entrance music itself when she comes out. I like that element, but that can't.
And he had the
be
dancers.
Yeah. Get that bit, but it's bad.
As a match, it's probably a bit too long. It's like 29 minutes, and really it is.
It didn't feel it.
Yeah,
to me.
It was long. Yeah,
it is. It's quite long, but the crowd were there. I thought the crowd were there throughout. And like you say, when they did the ref bump on, oh God, this is going to go slightly downhill. And I was like, no. They did the stuff. It gave them an excuse to do stuff on the outside, which is, like you said before, kind of you got the sense it was over-delivering. But I was like you, where there was a point halfway through, I went, this has kind of achieved what it needed to do. She's come in, and she doesn't look like she's kind of missed a step. She's in there with someone who is very, very good as well. And, you know, at the end of it, when they had the images with her and Okada and they're both holding up the belts, that's the kind of stuff that you want to be showing around the place. Definitely. I'd also like to see them as well push the fact that she's going to be appearing in the new series of The Mandalorian. So if she's going to be in episodes of those, they need to you need to start putting still, you know, screenshots of that up and around the place, because it's a big fucking deal watched by like 70 odd million people around the world on a weekly basis. So like, I think it's the kind of least you could do, but I thought it was good. It's just that one thing that probably lets it down for me is that from a production level, it's not presentation on a level with WWE. Now, how that's going to cut with those people who are really big fans of hers, like the weird ones, like, I don't know.
She's got a following, though, JP.
Yeah, they'll support no matter what she does.
That's
like,
it. That's what I mean.
Like she did Wrestle Kingdom. They don't give a fuck, do they, Matt?
Yeah.
Like,
they're pure, proper Sasha Stans is the god. That's the one. Like, she's one of them wrestlers.
I've had me run-ins, mate. I know.
Yeah.
Not a fucking clean hard drive amongst them.
But yeah, I did think when they went to the outside, they started, you know, doing a table bump wouldn't be like, oh yeah, do that.
I knew she would though, Benno. I knew
do that in your first New Japan match. But when she did it, it was actually fine. It didn't detract from the match.
I knew she'd do stuff like that though. She's got that
just
in
to
her.
prove herself, do you think, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, always. Like, she was. I like her in WWE. She, as I say, she was always the second best, you know, the 4 horsewomen for me. But I did like her.
Becky fan too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bailey. He was there, by the way.
I'm not fighting. Yeah, she done the Bailey to belly in the match, didn't she? As a little as a little tribute.
She was there as well, wasn't she?
When Cardi was leaving, you could literally see her like taking photos of Cardi on the way out, and the commentary said something like, "Oh, there's somebody watching," and then the went to somebody else, but they were clearly alluding to the fact that it was Bailey. She might get like that. What was that Highlander who got sacked?
Oh, TNA, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Classic that.
Hopefully we're past those days for Pam.
Oh, yeah, we are. Pam's safe for Mania. Pam's safe, don't worry about that. But
it's in a tag match, mate, isn't she?
Well, apparently this is coming. It's the tag match next week, and then is it going to be the 6th woman at Mania with Trish and all that? It's why I'm not a Becky fan. Sorry to go back to the week quick, but I'm shocked that Becky's doing that at WrestleMania. I thought he'd have, like, you know. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, no, with Mone here, Ben, I thought this was good. You know, I had me doubts going in. You know, me as a cold match for me, isn't it? Going in, but it built well. You say once the ref went down, I thought something's going down here. You had the powerbomb through the table and stuff. And then, but that DDT she took when she was doing the 3 amigos, that was fucking rough, that JP. That was some bump on the top of her head. And yeah, she won. She got the moments, and yeah, see what she does next with it, JP, definitely.
I was mostly happy the finish looked good. Like, it looked
good.
Like, the actual move. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, I knew they nailed it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I was wondering whether she'd go back to the drawing board, just come up with something else, but, you know, God bless them.
No, just don't wear high heels.
Yeah.
She'd
be the type that had to nail that, Benno. She's got, you know, very proud, isn't she?
And she did.
Yeah.
She did.